Mahaganapatin Manasa Smarami Mahadeva Mudam Shirasa Namami Mahaganapatin Manasa Smarami. It is like a soccer bladder, the football bladder. In those days, they used to have a bladder inside. And that bladder, it's inflated bladder. Inflated bladder is the air is inside. This is not a wonder, because it is airtight and air is blown, the inflated bladder, and air stays in, no problem. Then you put a few holes there, punctures. Then air is still inside. Then only it is wonder. If air goes puss, it's not wonder. Dekho, air going. That's not wonder. That is not wonder. Then what is wonder? If air should stay there, in spite of punctures. How many punctures you have got? And still goes and comes, and this is wonder. Life is a wonder. One Sanskrit scholar said that. There is a wonder that this bladder, Katladeta Payada, Kayame idu Poyada. So this physical body, which is a bladder, and which is breathing bladder, and it is breathing is a wonder. If breath goes, puss, no problem. That is what is expected. And again comes back. Then again goes. Again comes back. Again goes. Again comes back. Again goes. Again comes back. Again goes. This is amazing. This is wonder. And when it goes, says bye-bye. No problem. That's what it is, and it comes back. Again comes back. This is a wonder. Panditaha, from all levels I am talking. Panditaha nanu sochanti. Finally, shoka karanam. The sorrow cause is only one, two sources. Sadness is, we are not talking of pain, physical pain. Somebody stands on your toes, you can't say, so there is no pain. There is pain. There is physical pain. That is given to this whole system. Because unless pain is there, you won't take care of this body. Therefore, pain is given. It is reported. Pay attention. Something is there. Please do. That's why pain is there. It is physical. It is Ishvara Srishti. We will talk about Ishvara Srishti later. That is in that very scheme of things, of Ishvara. That's not a problem. We are not talking of pain at all. We are talking of sorrow. Sorrow is man-made. Woman-made also. Understand? So it is made. It is made by you. You may say there is unconscious. Whatever it is man-made. Unconscious means you have to handle it. If you don't handle that, then don't say unconscious. Don't talk about unconscious. Then if you talk about unconscious, do something about it. And therefore, so you have to learn to handle that also. And that is what exactly Viveka is. No matter what time does it take, but one has to learn to handle. You can't simply say unconscious and go away with doing all kinds of things. And therefore, so this one has to really learn to handle. That sorrow is something purely man-made it is. It is man-made. It is something that one can totally avoid. Not simply just avoid, totally avoid. If one can totally avoid, then it is not ordinary. It has got to be real pandityam. It has panditaha nanu sochanti. You can take it all the way. And why? Because two sources of sorrow are untenable. What is sorrow? One is whether it is conscious and conscious are both together. One source of sorrow is what others did to you or did not do to you. Both. What others did to you, what others did not do to you. Correct? One source of sorrow. Why he didn't do this to me? Why my mother didn't do this to me? Why my mother did this to me? Why my father did this to me? Why that person did this to me? Why this person did not do this to me? Then he should have done this. Why he doesn't do this? Then interpretations. Then afterwards sorrow. Then afterwards all unreasonable behavior. And this is all due to what others can do. That is called hurt. Understand? This is what we say hurt in English language. It is hurt. Others' omissions and commissions. The others include Jupiter, Saturn, Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury, and Mars. These are the other significant others. Others include Arabs. Others include everybody. All our own Sujanas, our own cousins, uncles, all others. Brothers, sisters, all others. These are all others. Why they did this to me? This is one thing. Why they did not do this to me? This is another. They should have done this. We decide what they should have done, okay? They should have done this to us. Then I ask why they did not do. That's what I am asking, why they did not do. Hey, find out why they did not do. There must be some reason. Why do you bother about it? No. There's no space here. This is what we call sorrow. Why others did this to me? Why others did not do this to me? One big source of sorrow is hurt. Already I am hurt. Any little whiff is enough. It's all, the wound is opened up. The second one is guilt. Why I did not do this? I should have done medicine. My father told me. My mother, which father, mother don't tell. Which mother doesn't tell? Which father doesn't tell? Do medicine, go to medical college. Every father tells this. At least now I do not know that they will tell. Now I don't know. Now also they will tell, because a sure job is there. As long as human beings are walking around, you have a wife. And human beings are not there, you can become a vet, no problem. And therefore, so what I say is that why I did not do this? I should have done medicine. I should have at least done law. Okay? When you don't do medicine, then you do law. Why? Because you can be the boss of medical practitioners. They will come to you. And if they don't come to you, you can chase the patients. You also get the patients. You can chase. Wherever ambulance goes, you can chase that. Horrible. Bluff means bluff. Just whole life is lived on bluff. And when they write, this only bluff they write. You did this, you did not do this. No, there is no truth in any of it. Horrible life. Liars' life. That's why, this couple wanted to get married and in an accident they died. They went to the heaven. St. Peter was there, was waiting outside the gate. St. Peter came, and then they said, we were about to get married. So is there a chance of getting married here in the heavens? He said, I'll find out. Because he has to find out a priest, to get them married. Therefore, he came after 2 days. These people have been waiting here. 2 days. Then he comes back and then tells them, yes, you can marry. I have found out a priest for you. He searched for 2 days to find out a priest in heaven, understand? And so, then what happened to all other priests? Don't ask me. Don't ask me. But it took so much time to find out one priest that you can get married. In the meantime, 2 days if you wait for marriage, lot of things happen. Because you talk. There's nothing else to do. And when you talk, two people getting married, people talking means you can understand what kind of talking it will be. And therefore they talk. Then in the talk, certain things they don't agree with. Then afterwards they decided, hey, are we committing a mistake here? Suppose now we are okay. Now we are okay, fairly we are okay, we can get married. Suppose we want to have a separation. In heaven, is there separation possible? We don't know, because it's eternal heaven. Then we will be stuck forever. Therefore, so we should ask St. Peter when he comes back. He comes back with a big smile. Young lady, you can get married, no problem. He said to her first. Then she asked this. So one thing, see, that's wonderful. But suppose we want to get separated. So can we get separated? Is there any device here in heaven to get separated? And he dropped this, what do you call the board, in his hand. So he dropped, and he felt so shocked. Then they asked, why, what happened? It took 2 days to find out a priest. Now I have to find out a lawyer. I don't know how many months it will take. It's true. I made it. Because I have seen some of these papers they write, it's just ridiculous. No heart. All wrong, things that are not true, they keep on writing. They say that is how we have to practice law. It's better to be a son-in-law or outlaw, or in-law. Not this law. What is this law? Useless. At least I should have become a liar. This is the guilt I'm talking about. Just a little bit, This is an aneurysm, understand? Nothing. Why did it become a lie? Why I didn't get, by the first time, that girl I should have married? Why not? Why I did this? Why I did not do this? All the time. Nobody is an exception. Guilt, even God had a he also, if he also doesn't, if he's not a Pandita, I tell you. If he's not a Pandita, if he's not all-knowing, he'll have the same problem. Why did I create this world? For what? And Lakshmi is at hand. She will say, didn't I tell you? When did we have holiday last? You tell me. Previous kalpa. More than one kalpa is over. We didn't have 1 day holiday. You are working all the time. You are not available for me, not 1 minute. Did you ever talk to me? Did you ever talk to me? When did you talk to me? Thank God Lakshmi is not separate from Vishnu. Both are one and the same. Otherwise it would be a problem. He will have his own guilt of getting married to this woman. He will have his own guilt, or she will have her own guilt. No problem. No, guilt is the source of sorrow. Hurt is the source of sorrow. If anybody can be free from sorrow, well, one has got to be free from being hurt and being guilty. The palliative is, understand, the palliative is to remove the hurt in some way, to make you forget the hurt, you share the hurt, everybody is equally hurt. That helps you a little, because not only I am hurt, he is also hurt, and therefore, so it's okay, because he is also hurt, I am also hurt, everybody is hurt, and therefore we are all hurt, then okay. And this is what, that is not relief, complete freedom from hurt. It is some kind of toning down the hurt, which is acceptable. But you are not free from hurt. Guilt also is not something that you can get rid of. With guilt goes shame also, and therefore it's not easy. Where there is shame, there is no way of talking it out, because there is shame. And unless you talk it out, the shame will not go away. Unless if it is not shameful, you cannot talk it out. And therefore there is a typical catch-22 there. And so, how you are going to get out of guilt, how you are going to get out of hurt, totally it's just not possible. All other things are simple palliatives. The only thing is, only possibility is, suppose the cause for hurt, the cause for guilt, both the cause for hurt and the cause for guilt, both are negated, not because they exist and therefore they are to be thrown out, then they will come back again. But it is not that way. So they exist because I don't know the truth of myself. Why do you say so? Because guilt cannot be in your mind. Guilt cannot be centered on your toes. Guilt cannot be on your body anywhere. Guilt cannot be in any sense organ, eyes or ears. The eyes may see something wrong, but the eyes are not guilty. Ears may hear something wrong. Ears are not guilty. Who is guilty? I am guilty. It is centered on I. I am subject to hurt. That is the truth. I am subject to hurt. And I am subject to guilt also. I am subject to guilt. And I am subject to hurt. Understand? That's why I said physical pain I am not talking about, because there is a physical hurt. And that I am not talking about. Sorrow we are talking about. Sorrow is not physical pain. Sorrow is, why this physical pain to me, not to the other person? That is the thing. Why me? Why I get hurt, not others? Why? That is sorrow. That is sorrow. The others, they don't get, I get. That is called sorrow. So this sorrow is even relatively, empirically speaking, it is unwarranted. Absolutely speaking, from the standpoint of the very locus of guilt and hurt, the very locus where they are located, the locus of hurt, the locus of guilt, fortunately is free from all the causes that cause hurt and guilt. How? That is the teaching. That means the self is free from being guilty. Why? Suppose, who is guilty? I ask this question, let us finish this now. Who is guilty? The one who has omissions and commissions, correct? In relating to the world, in responding to the world, in making decisions and doing, well, one is guilty. And therefore, aham the Atma, I am guilty of omission and commission in terms of why I did do this, why I did not do this. Kimaham sadhuna karavam, kimaham papam akaravam iti. This is Veda. Kimaham sadhuna karavam, aham kim sadhu karma na akaravam. How come I did not do the right thing? How come I did the wrong thing? This is guilt. This problem, everybody experiences this. And that is why people have diversions. Then personal diversions. Some people whistle. Some people talk to themselves. Some people sing a song. Not every time you sing a song, then there is guilt. There's not. Some people sing a song. Some people something hum a tune. All these various devices are only to divert oneself from one's own guilt. Suddenly while driving, you hum a tune. Why? You remembered something. Guilt. Some omission. I shouldn't have done this. The more you try to forget that, the more you remember. That's guilt. Kimaham sadhu na akaravam. How come I didn't do the right thing? How come I did the wrong thing? This is called guilt. Everybody nurses this kind of guilt. Suppose the self is free from doership. Just, I'm giving you a proposition. Suppose the self, the I, is free from doership. Never did anything before. Even when I thought I was doing, even then it was not doing. So never it did anything before. Never it does anything now. Never it can do anything in future or now or at any time. The self is always free from doership, while the doer is the self. Self is not the doer. There is a total freedom already from guilt. One has to know. One has to know. Unless that clarity is there is no question of escaping from sorrow. It's all silly. All religions put you on a guilt trip. Here we knock off the cause for guilt, because that is the truth. The truth is that the self is free from doership. But hurt is okay, it's very legitimate. No. The self is free from enjoyership, being a karma, being an object of anybody. The self is never an object to get hurt. Self is never the subject to perform an action. Therefore, if the self is the subject, it is subject to guilt, is subject to doing and undoing, not doing, and therefore it is subject to guilt. And if it is a karma object of others doing and not doing, then it is bhoktrutvam, it has got. It is subject to get hurt. Suppose it is nayam hantina hanyate, I am Atma, neither it does, nor it is an object of anybody's doing. Who can hurt you? And how can you be guilty? You are free from guilt and hurt by nature. Therefore, panditaha nanusochanti. A shastra should not begin with panditaha. The people who know, they don't come to grief. Even relatively or absolutely. Relatively means more or less they are able to manage their grief. That is expected of an educated, mature, educated or uneducated, mature adult. One should learn how to manage one's situations of sorrow, etc., without blaming others. And then the other is absolute truth. They are also panditaha. And panditaha nanusochanti. That is true. A shastra should not begin with a negative particle. It starts with ashochan and vasochastvam, nudge. It is like nirmala. Malam means dirt. Nirmala means not dirty. Kya baat hai? So nirmala you can't, why do you say mala and then nirmala iti? Not necessary. So you can say shuddha, that's good enough. So mala, not that is a name. We should not start with nanj. Nanj means negative. A negative particle should not be the beginning letter, akshara, a syllable of a name. Except in some rare words like Advaya, etc. You will find all our Swami's name. Really, I am running out of name now. And so, you will find, so the Tattva Vidananda, Atma Vidananda, Brahma Vidananda, like these, all these words. So Vidita Atmananda, Pratik Bodhananda, Siddha Bodhananda, Shuddha Bodhananda, Brahmatma, Atma. Name also should be new. All old names are all useless because I already made names. Therefore, I have made names which have to be made again. And therefore, nobody had these names. Therefore, nobody has made it. And so it's all unmade names. And therefore, each one will make the name. If you say Vivekananda, anything you accomplish will go to that Vivekananda only. So we have to, all my names are all different names, you will find. Mudita Vadanananda, we have all kinds of words. So Brahmatmananda, that Atmananda, that, like this, all new names. But never Nirvishayananda, never Nirmalananda, never. These things we don't do that. Why? We don't need that. Just don't never start with negative. A Shastra also should not start with a negative particle. Be positive. But then, the Shastra itself is negating. The Shastra itself is negating what you are not and then revealing what you are. Correct? The process is first negating, then revealing. Otherwise, what will happen? Unnegated you will have a superimposed Satchidananda sitting there. Satchidananda, a wobbly Satchidananda. So it has nothing, it has no standing, it has no roots, it has no foundation. Then Satchidananda, it is nothing. Who? God. It's a float sand. And naturally, therefore, negation is pradhana in this Vedanta Shastra. Sorrow, shoka is created by your non-thinking, wrong thinking, not knowing. And therefore, we have to negate the cause of this sorrow, which is purely not knowing. Therefore, negation is the pradhana, nisheda pradhana shastrameva, Vedanta shastram. So this avidya nivrittihi, ajnana nivrittihi. So the nivritti, para shastram it is. Nivritti means negation. So that is predominant. Not that it is always negation, negation, negation. Suppose you say, what is an umbrella? Somebody asked me a question. Umbrella is not shoes. Umbrella na ennu sollappa. What is umbrella? Umbrella is not shoes. Umbrella is not pants. It is not shirt. Umbrella is not table. It is not chair. You know? Tell me what is umbrella. You know? But suppose if you have mistaken the umbrella for shoes, I have to say, shoes are not umbrella. Correct? Because you have taken them for shoes. If the self is taken for varieties of things, every one of them needs to be negated and also shown why it is negated and what are the fallacies in one's thinking to arrive at the conclusion that one is this when one is not this. That's the teaching. And therefore, the Shastra begins with Nanj. I told you it's going to be analytical, correct? A little analytical. Then only, all the old students are here, new students are here, old timers are there, new timers are there, all of them. For everybody it is good, okay? And so in between stories will be there. Lawyers are there, no problem. And therefore, so what I say, so this is the Nanj is the pradhana in the Shastra. Starts with Asochan Anvasochastvam iti. Shoka nivrittihi alone. Therefore, finally also at the end, Sarva dharman parityajya mekam sharanam braja aham tva sarva papebhyaha mokshayishyami ma suchaha. Ma suchaha. Therefore, don't be aggrieved. You have no reason to have grief. Same beginning and end. If it is the teaching, so what is there in between is meant for what? To remove shoka. Not remove shoka. Shoka can be removed by sedation. Sorrow can be removed by sedation. Sorrow can be removed by some kind of kichi-kichi. So that is not shoka. Means something, some music, some this thing, that thing, and then you can make the people just forget sorrow. That is not removal of sorrow. It is cause. From the cause, you have to remove. That's why they say, Yato vacho nivartante. This one, two verses are there, two mantras. Yato vacho nivartante apra-apya manasa saha anandam brahmano vidwan na bibhedi kadacha neti. This is all palliative. Any ananda is brahmananda only. This is kadacha neti. He is not generally unhappy. Na bibheti. He is not afraid generally because of Ishvara is with him. That is relative. Finally is what? Yato vacho nivartante apra-apya manasa saha. And these two sentences really point out what is Atma. What is Brahmatma? Then Anandam Brahmano Vidwan na bibheti kutascha neti. Kutaschana means karana bhavat. There is no cause for fear. Second thing being not there, so the cause has to go. So that is what we say, Shokanavritti, Purna Shokanavritti. Therefore, we have to remove all the causes of sorrow by telling the truth of what is what. Because sorrow itself is born out of distorted version of truth. Truth known, no sorrow. Truth not known, there is nothing but sorrow. This is that. This is the whole teaching. So we'll see further. Mahaganapatin manasa smarami Mahadeva mudam shirasa namami Mahaganapatin manasa smarami.